One take, one shot, might as well leave that one in the sky because I acknowledge you, Roman Reigns, my tribal chief. Holy cow. Raw was pretty mundane up until Roman Reigns walked out. And I'll tell you what, part-time or not, if this is the stuff, the segments that Roman can produce, I would rather have one Roman segment every 4 weeks than 8 boring Cody segments. I'm not even joking. Oh my gosh. Although, to be fair, Cody has been getting more interesting, but God, this was so good. This was so good. Now, Raw did start off actually pretty good in the beginning, but quickly it all just kind of crumbled. But then at the end, it rose like a phoenix, and boy howdy, was this good? Was this amazing? Was this why I love wrestling? Yes, it was. Roman came out and he's talking to the crowd. He kind of gives a history on how, once upon a time, the Philly people, their reaction was a little different after he had won the Royal Rumble. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, because Roman Reigns in, 2016, he won the Rumble. Nobody, myself included, wanted Roman to win. But now, everybody wanted Roman to win, myself included. And yes, well, not everybody. I know there's a lot of people who have a lot of hate saying right now, and I understand that perspective. But I like to take case by case situations. Certain wrestlers I don't think can do a part-time schedule, and I think it sucks when they do. Certain wrestlers I don't mind as much. Roman has made it part of his character, and it works for Roman. And I'll tell you something. If I can get one of these Roman promos once every month, I'll take that over 8 weeks of just boring, mundane promos any day of the week from Cody Rhodes. To be fair, Cody is getting more interesting, but when he was champion last year, what do you want to talk about, Cody? I want to talk about anything but respect. And Roman, well, he did not talk about respect. In fact, we have ourselves our WrestleMania main event. And he chose CM Punk because of the opposite of respect. He chose CM Punk not because he's the biggest star. He chose CM Punk not because he holds that belt that Roman himself has called a loser title. No, he chooses CM Punk because he hates CM Punk. Oh my gosh, I never thought I would have to clamor and beg for a feud in wrestling to be based on hate. But for about the last 6 months, I just been like, please make the feud about anything other than respect. And Roman's done it. Roman has done it, and here we go. There was a lot of insider baseball. I know baseball's fake, bear with me. Insider baseball in this promo, but there was enough of just what everybody knew. Everybody knew what was happening also. It wasn't like so insider baseball that it would like turn away casuals, I think. I might be wrong. I know so much that like I knew he was talking about Colt Cabana's podcast. I knew he was talking about how Roman felt that CM Punk, like that he made his job harder because CM Punk took 10 years to just trash WWE. I knew what they were talking about. But that said, I think it was like broad enough that everyone understood. And even if they didn't, it was like the emotions, it was the intensity that was in it. And they held their own. Like both of them were really good on the mic. It was like, Roman would say stuff and I'm like, oh, he slammed CM Punk. CM Punk can't recover from this. And then CM Punk, well, then he did recover and he slammed Roman in return. There was only one time where I felt that CM Punk kind of like, I think CM Punk was, to back myself into a corner, and he got out of it really well, but he did have to do like a 5 second recalibration, which is amazing because I mean, like once upon a time Roman could not cut a promo, and now here Roman is just like outwitting CM Punk, who's historically been the greatest on the microphone. Debatable. I get it. Don't come at me. It's like, whew. But yeah, he's one of. I think it's hard to argue that he's not one of, even if you don't like CM Punk. But yes, it was just back and forth. I swear to you, midway through, I was like, there's so much to this. I want to do a deep dive breakdown of this interview. So stay tuned to that. Now, I did have some people call off of work because they're sick and whatnot. So, like, I don't know if I'll be able to get to this until, like, Thursday or Sunday even, which sucks because I have so many ideas that I want to put out there. I'd be doing 2 videos a day right now if I could. But, c'est la vie, says the old folks. Go to show you never can tell. That said, go out of your way to watch this promo. It was so good, and we got ourselves our main event. You know, they went back to CM Punk bringing Roman Reigns into the WWE as part of the Shield. We went back to he said, oh, this was really cool. I gotta back it up. When the promo first starts and CM Punk comes into the ring, the first thing he does, he goes to the microphone and he starts talking trash to Finn Balor. Because throughout the entire night, Finn Balor has been saying how he's gonna come for CM Punk. So for CM Punk to look past Roman to say that to Finn, that was like, ooh. And Roman's like, what are you? Did you get hit in the head? You're interrupting my time to talk to Finn Balor, which it does mean that we absolutely know Finn Balor's not going to win against CM Punk, but it was really cool that CM Punk used that. And then Punk was like, you're just a visitor. I can't interrupt a visitor. He's like, and he said, I heard you on ESPN, everything you said. Because Roman, he went on ESPN, he trashed WWE's creative, which I love that he did it. I think only Roman could get away with that. And yeah, so this was brilliant. I will do a deep dive at some point this week on this interview. So stay tuned for that. For real, go watch it all. Go watch it from the moment Roman walks out of his car to the ending of this, because it just builds. It builds. There's a crescendo, and then the climax is just amazing. The tension, the drama. This is what wrestling is, and there was no wrestling involved in it. Loved it. Remember last year when Cody and John Cena would talk at each other, but it was you kind of didn't feel anything after they got done talking? This was the opposite. You felt everything. There was actual hate and history here. Loved it. That was the ending of Raw. The rest of Raw, I guess it started off good. It started with Braun Breaker just out in the ring, right? Or not in the ring, but out on the ring side, just crashing out. He's so mad. There's no music. He flips over the table. The Vision come out. They're like, calm down, Braun Breaker, calm down. He's like, no, I'm gonna ruin the show. This was the Braun Breaker we should have got after he got eliminated at Royal Rumble. He should have just totally crashed out on everybody. And then he's like, Adam Pearce, you come out here. And then Adam Pearce comes out with a bunch of bodyguards and stuff and security, whatever. And they're kind of going at it, and Paul Heyman made a good point. You sign off on everybody, so you got to know who that masked man is. And then Adam Pearce was like, yeah, the last masked man was your boy, Austin Theory. And then Austin Theory, the camera goes to him, and he doesn't even register what has been said until 10 or 15 seconds in. And then he changes his facial expression. It's a little hot right now. I forgot to turn off all the heat. So if my camera, it might be 2 takes, depending on whether my camera overheats. But yeah, so and then Braun Breaker starts to look at him like come on, Braun, you didn't 2 and 2 that one together before. That might have been the last guy who was in the getup. Either way, eventually Braun Breaker is going to go after. He's about to go after Adam Pearce. But then LA Knight out of nowhere comes in and he beats everybody up with a chair, except for Braun Breaker, who's already up the ramp. Then Braun Breaker is like, oh, I better go help my buddies. But then LA Knight runs away, so then he turns back around, and now Adam Pearce is gone. And he's like, Paul, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? And that's I feel Braun Breaker there because, like, Paul, what are we doing? The Vision look like so much chumps. These guys are supposed to be like, top dogs of WWE, and they're not. They're not. They are like. They're pretty much El Grande Americanos faction, okay? They're pretty much El Grande's Americanos faction. They just got, like. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say here. Like, Braun Breaker, is he still the main event of WrestleMania 48? Because he does not feel like it. And then I'm hoping, like, okay, well, maybe he's just going to crash out more. Because he did say, I don't care about the show. I'm going to destroy the show. So later, when Paul Heyman says, hey, I need you to book a match between LA Knight and Braun Breaker, and Adam Pearce is like, no. He's like, he's not scared of him at all. He should be scared of them. But no, I'm not going to book that match. And then he's like, but you don't understand. Braun Breaker needs to get LA Knight. He's like, well, I escorted LA Knight out myself. And he's like, I suggest you get rid of Braun Breaker too. Get him out of the building. Can't have anyone interrupting my show. And then later, Braun Breaker just leaves. He's like, yeah, I can't. Why are we doing this? I can't. And Paul Heyman talks him out the building. Braun Breaker needs to just get away from the Vision. Like, they are doing nothing for him. He just leaves. And to top it off, later, LA Knight comes back. Braun Breaker is like, wow. I get it. We're probably setting up a match between him and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but he just looks so... Oh, man, I love Braun Breaker, but they are doing him no favors. I'm just watching, like, what'd you do to my boy? Braun Breaker? It's like, this guy, just watching in real time as Braun Breaker just gets neutered. But I'll tell you someone that they did make strong, super strong even. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm a huge Oba Femi. I'm a huge Oba Femi supporter. Okay, I got a belt signed by him if you want to go see it. And I don't like the War Raiders. I don't like the War Raiders at all. In fact, I don't even not like the War Raiders. I have no feelings towards the War Raiders. That's even worse than not liking the War Raiders. You either want to hate someone or love someone in wrestling, but I have apathy towards the War Raiders. And I'm telling you, like, oh man, I just gotta say that I gotta be true to my past statements. In the past, I said, I'm going all the way back to 2002 or 2003, 4, when Brock Lesnar first debuted, he annihilated the Hardy Boys. I did not like that he annihilated the Hardy Boys because they were tag team champions. One guy should not be able to just schoolboy the tag team champions. And then, fast forward to like 2016, 17, Braun Strowman is doing the same thing to, I think, the Dirty Dogs, and just having their way with him. And the bar even, because it was Bronson Reed not Bronson Reed, it was Braun Strowman. He did have Nick with him for WrestleMania, whatever that was. But it's like, I don't like when one guy, no matter how powerful he is, just totally dominates the tag team champions, former tag team champions. And Oba Femi did that. Triple H has this thing where he overcorrects. He's like, oh man, I screwed up Carmelo Hayes. I waited too long to actually start pushing him. So now let me overcorrect when I bring in Oba Femi. And I love Oba Femi. I do not like the War Raiders, but I don't necessarily, so I'm not like completely crashing out, but I do want to point out that I don't think this was a good idea. I'm glad Oba looks strong, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy for that. But I don't think it was a great idea to do that to the War Raiders. Like, I think Oba Femi could have, like, fought one of them, and then next week fought the other one, and he could even feud with them, but, like, at the same time, too, I don't know. Or have him fight Rio and Bravo first, and, or Pretty Deadly, Donatello Leonardo, said, that kind of tag team. Have him fight local jobbers, enhancement talent, something like that. I don't know. I just don't think that the first team should have been the former champions like that. He could have built his way up to them or something. I just didn't. It's because of how I felt in the past. I'm bringing it up here. I want to be true to how I thought in the past. Just because Oba's my guy, I gotta hold him to the same standards that I hold everybody else. Sometimes there are case by case, but like it's gonna be very hard pressed for me to be like, yeah, you should dominate the former tag team champions. But that said, I am happy though. I'm happier though than not that Oba is strong. Like, remember when they brought in Karrion Kross? He was the NXT champion, and they had Jeff Hardy pin him like immediately. So that, like, thank God they didn't do that. Like, thank God they didn't do that. I would rather them err on the side of too strong than on the side of too weak. Then speaking of Rio and Bravo, we had Grande Americano versus Javon Evans. This looks like it was the match that they had like a week or two ago when Javon got injured. This was probably what was supposed to happen. And in this match, it was a good match. It was solid. It was whatever. And then eventually, Mini Grande Americano comes out. So in luchador culture, a lot of times they'll have a wrestler and then there'll be a mini version of that wrestler. And I think that's what this is. There's a mini Grande Americano now. And even Penta has a mini. Go watch my Who is Penta video. I break it all down there. That Penta has a mini. And so it looks like Grande Americano now has a mini, but he's feuding with it for some reason. So yeah, he comes out, distracts, and then he loses. So looks like we're going to get this. I think this is a misfire. I don't think he should be feuding with his mini. So what else do we got here? Dirty Dom came back. So cool. Dirty Dom's back. Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. So LA Knight, he came back during the Bronson Reed and Penta match. Speaking of Penta, they fight each other. And it was a decent matchup. It was decent. Again, I feel bad for the Vision. I feel bad for everyone in the Vision. That faction has brought so many individuals down. I understand how it all played out. So Penta will win. Even though three people were against Penta. At some point, the referee is knocked out, and LA Knight will actually come back, thus making Braun Breaker look more of a chump, because Braun Breaker left and LA Knight didn't. He will attack Bronson Reed and cost him, because when the ref comes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, he's counted out. Penta gets a win. I don't hate this decision. It just sucks because it's on the back of more. It's just more added. The Vision sucks, to the storyline. But for Penta, I understand why Penta did win, and Bronson Reed was protected because LA Knight, he came out. So then Gunther had a really good moment tonight. He came out to AJ's music, and then he just did this. It was good. It was funny. It got me. So I was like, ooh, we're gonna get another AJ Styles speech, and then it was Gunther. So good job there. Gunther is making the most of this character, and he comes out. He starts talking about trash to AJ Styles, about AJ Styles, and Dragon Lee comes out. Good. They remembered that Dragon Lee was AJ Styles' partner. So I appreciate that. I really do. And I'm glad that he didn't come out and just started being like, hey, you need to stop talking about AJ. No, I'm just glad that he just went for it. So good job. Good job, Dragon Lee. I like that a lot. And he was one-upping Gunther until Gunther literally rang him with the bell. So he rang his bell. And then Gunther killed him. Gunther, at one point, so Ray Phoenix on the outside, Dragon Lee's on the outside, and he pulls him up, and he puts him in a sleeper hold he's in the ring, and he's on the outside. Dragon Lee just goes limp. And it straight up looks like he's like DEAD. And it's like, whoa, it was a visual. Never seen something. And then he just drops him. Great sell job, Dragon Lee. Great sell job right there. I hope he gets an Intercontinental title run based on that sell job alone. It was like disturbing. I got a little creeped out. Good stuff there. Good stuff. Then Dirty Dom comes out. He introduces Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan comes out. She's, again, the perfect level of annoying. Then Raquel comes out, and Raquel is like, I'm going to win. And she's like, but, why did you toss me? And Liv is she's so good. She's like, oh, but you already had a chance at the title. So now we both have chances. And then Raquel's like, yeah, you know what? Tell you what. Like, just go in the back while I have my match. This match was too long. So Raquel Rodriguez and Stephanie Fakir, it happened. I just think it went too long. And I think because they were stretching it out, it really made the match suffer. And I think if they would have cut 5 to 8 minutes, this would have been a banger match. But because it wasn't, it was drawn out. I think it did suffer because of that. When it was all said and done, Liv Morgan tries to come out and help, but she fails. And then Stephanie Fakir's on the top rope, and Raquel and Roxanne Perez comes out. She fails, and Stephanie ends up winning. I don't like that this was a non-disqualification match, right? A non-DQ match, and then 3 people in a faction came out, and she still lost. Raquel lost, or 2 people in the faction came out and still lost. At least earlier with Bronson Reed when he lost, I mean, same. I kind of don't like that because the entire faction was there. There was at least it was in the confines of you couldn't just attack at any moment you wanted to, but the Judgment Day could attack whenever they wanted to. So like there was like it's just weird. It's just weird that they lost. I don't like that. I don't like when a whole faction can't get the job done. Can't get the job done. It's just like crazy to me. So like the Vision, the entire faction couldn't get the job done tonight, and the Judgment Day, their entire faction couldn't get the job done against one person. Yeah, not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of that at all. But Liv Morgan does hold the belt up high. I usually don't like the belt being held up high, but this one I did because it was basically saying I am picking this championship. So it doesn't look like we got to pretend that we're waiting. And so she throws it down, and now it's Liv versus Stephanie Fakir. Hopefully Liv can get a good feud out of here. I think Raquel Rodriguez has gotten a good feud out of her, but like it's like I haven't seen as much personality from Stephanie yet that I want to. And I think that's it. I do got one more thing I got to say about the Roman Punk stuff. Oh, here's like this. There were 2 things that were very cringe. The Usos came out just to yeet. They literally come out and they're like, we're facing Otis and Tozawa next week, and make sure you acknowledge your tribal chief. Jey Uso has been so like. Remember when Roman's like, hey, Jay, you want to run it back? And then he uppercuts him, and Jay's like, everybody acknowledge Roman. Okay, Jay. Gaslight much? And then the Bellas come out, and they're just like, hey, we're entering the tag team division. Yay. It's like, I don't even hate on Nikki Bella, but this was like, it was so pointless. Like, they could have emailed that, both of those segments, they could have been emailed in. Anyways, that's pretty much Raw. Not much to see. Some people might like it was a street fight, that Raquel Stephanie match, but again, I just thought it was like it just didn't land because it was just too long. And then I'll also say there was a point, Roman and Punk, they were pretty much like. There was one point when Drew McIntyre became the focus of their interview, and it was kind of like I could see some people thinking he was buried, but I don't really think he was buried. I'm a huge Drew McIntyre fan, huge. And Punk was like, yeah, pick the easy guy. Why don't you pick the easy guy? And then Roman's like, easy? He's 4 times your size. And then Punk at one point's like, I forget what he said. He's like, and he's like, I beat him. I beat him so many times. And he's like, yeah, how many of your cousins had to help you? And so like they made Drew. I felt like they were. It wasn't like they were like dismantling Drew McIntyre. It was like saying Drew's an actual threat. Roman was actually saying Drew's a bigger threat than you are. And Punk is like, really? Because I beat Drew, and the only way you beat Drew was with help. So like I really don't feel that they were like just completely taking a dump on Drew McIntyre. Although I could see why some people would. Anyways, that was Raw. I'm gonna give it a 7. It'd probably be a 5 without, but that Roman thing, that Roman himself, that was such a banger ending promo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Someone wants to give it a 6. I totally understand, because I'm literally giving it because of the promo. It's like 2 hours and a half of a 5 show. and then like a 10 promo at the end. So there you go, boys. There you go, girls. I'm gonna do probably hot takes tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to get that video up, a deep dive breakdown of this conversation. I appreciate every single one of you. Have yourselves a great day, night, whatever it is. See you. Bye.